Last week, Noon and eBay announced a major new partnership, the latest in a string of similar deals. Is the region on the cusp of a major e-commerce boom? That's the subject of today's edition of Inside AB. I'm Jeremy Lawrence and I'm joined here in the studio by Bernd de Boosman. Okay, Bernd, firstly, tell us about this partnership. It was a big announcement.
So essentially from the second half of 2018 in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, Noon will be able to fulfill orders on eBay for customers in this region. But essentially what that means is you'll be able to order something off eBay, the international eBay, and it'll be delivered to your doorstep in the UAE. You'd also be able to return things. I spoke to the CEO for us, Khaled, yesterday, and he said in a nutshell that what they want to do is localize a global experience. Of course, Noon is a homegrown company from this region, and they want to tap into a bigger set of products, a bigger catalog essentially, and make that available here.
Okay. So we said there's been similar deals. Obviously, the other big one was Souk and Amazon. So we're seeing more competition now, aren't we?
Of course, and there's also Amar Malls in Namshi. That was a big one. So there's more and more competition in this region. People are very connected here, but it's still kind of in its infant stages. So there's still companies coming in. This is just in the UAE. In Saudi Arabia, there's also quite a bit going on in this space. But yeah, competition's starting to heat up, and I think it's encouraging different players to offer different things and to try to be the best of the pack.
Okay, so what does this mean for customers? Presumably this is going to lead to an increase in services.
Well, I mean, the first thing, of course, is that for customers, you'll have access to a lot more products than you do now, and certainly more than you might have 2 years ago. But also, there's going to be a lot of competition in terms of delivery, and the last mile, because that's where the problem still is in e-commerce in this region. So I think now that there's more players in the market, they'll all have to kind of try be the best, because the company that can deliver those products from those catalogs quickly and efficiently and to your doorstep without any hassle are the ones that are going to succeed.
And we have seen a new ecosystem starting to emerge, haven't we, in terms of people being able to deliver those last mile objectives?
That's something that's kind of very prominent now, especially a lot of players in that space, specifically the last mile delivery space, because that's something that hasn't really existed here until now.
Okay, so it is still quite small, though, as a percentage of total retail sales compared to Western, maybe in the West. Is there room, therefore, for other players still to enter the market?
Yeah, one statistic I found really interesting when I was researching this was that only 5 to 7% of retail sales in the Middle East are through e-commerce. So that's 95% of sales that are still done in brick and mortar stores. So I think there's tremendous opportunity for people that work in this space, for companies to work in this space, whether they be startups from here or international companies, to come and take advantage of that, because that's a huge number. 95% of sales aren't through e-commerce, and that's very different than the stats, for example, in the US or in Europe.
Great. So we've still got a chance to make our millions.
We still do, hopefully.
Okay, you've been watching today's edition of Inside AB. Thanks for joining us. Please do join us again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please do also subscribe, comment and share. We'll see you next time.